Hi, I'm Jeff Strong. I'm creator of the Auditory Brain Stimulation Therapy Rhythmic Entrainment Intervention. I'm also creator and facilitator of the Healing Arts Entrepreneur Coaching Program. In this series of videos, I'm covering some basic strategies and techniques that I teach in our coaching program. These strategies you can use in your healing arts practice right away. They're very simple. And they're geared towards the healing arts professional. One thing I do with our coaching program and really all the videos that I do on developing a business is I want to marry the strategic nuts and bolts parts of running a business with the spiritual aspect of what it means to be a healing arts professional. Those of us in the healing arts, we trained in a particular modality to really work with people, to really connect, to really have an impact. And when it comes to doing the business side of things, it's not really necessarily a good fit. Most of us feel really out of place. The analytical end of it, the marketing and promotion can really be kind of uncomfortable, it can feel unnatural. And what I do in our coaching program is teach people how to bring these two pieces together so they're always leading from this spiritual, energetic space. So that every decision they make, every task they do is guided by the connection that they want to make with their client. And it makes doing those jobs easier. And in today's world, it's so much better anyway, because a lot of the marketing nowadays is video. It's you sharing what you know, sharing who you are, and those people who resonate with you will then connect. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, by the way, is this concept of resonance, of coherence. And how that can fit into your marketing and your platform and your promotion, and how you can use that as a basis for being able to develop a really solid, sustainable practice. One thing that we do in this business is really work at developing a clientele that we feel fed by and that we're able to feed as we're working. So it's not a one-way street. We're not the healer and just giving and giving and giving. Doing the work that we do and the connecting we make with our clients is very giving to us as well. And so we want to work with those people we really resonate with. When you're in a regular business and you're doing marketing and you're just selling widgets or whatever you're selling, you can have a client who is not really somebody that you like or resonate with because they're not really that close to you. Especially in today's world, a lot of people that get into the healing arts are being taught, and I teach this in our coaching program, how to diversify their income by doing some online courses, offering some online product that they can sell so that they can make money while they're not sitting in session with somebody. That allows you to build a bigger practice, it allows you to have bigger impact, and allows you to take the time you need to keep from getting burnt out. The flip side of that is it's really easy to be then thinking in terms of your product as another widget. And all of a sudden now you're not caring about the people you're connecting with. And you may do marketing techniques that don't necessarily then fit with you reaching those people that you really resonate with. And I'm an advocate of, even if it's somebody that takes your course online, that you never have direct contact with, that should be somebody that you'd love to be sitting in a room with, working one-on-one, doing your magic. If that person is not somebody that you would like to be working one-on-one with, you don't really want to be working with them anyway. So I know that from the perspective of marketing and reaching the biggest group possible, some people would say that that's really not a very smart way to go about doing it, that you're limiting your market. I don't believe that's the case. I think there's enough people out there that you're going to resonate with. I think there's enough abundance out there that you're going to be able to draw to you only those people who really matter to you, and work with those clients that really matter to you, and that will feed you in the long run. Because if you ever have to deal with that person on a customer service level, you'll be able to really connect. And that's another piece. I talk about in another video where I talk about, as you grow your business, maintaining a certain level of connection to what it is that you truly love doing. Me, it's the connecting with the clients. So I spend a lot of time on the phone dealing with customer support. Sometimes it's as simple as, how do I download a track to my mobile device? Other times it's going through the nitty-gritty of, okay, this is what's happening with your custom program, and here's how we need to adjust it. And just do this, change your listening to this, and really getting a deep understanding of who that client is and what they're needing. And so every time I get on the phone, it's got to be a decent connection. I've got to be able to resonate with that person. And so and my business is very big. I have tons of custom programs out there. We have right now 5 distinct custom programs, REI custom programs, and we have thousands of people going through that course, any of these programs at any given time. I've got a series of teaching courses with hands-on drumming, the coaching, our provider trainings, and we're just gangbusters with our business. But I still want to connect. I still need to connect, and that's important. As you grow and you're doing your marketing, if you lead by being coherent and authentic in who you are, you will then be drawing to those people that are appropriate. That when you do, and if you do get on the phone with them, or you see them in person, that connection's there, you can feel it. Because they already know you, and you kind of get to know them, and they're going to be so familiar to you because they're like every other decent client you work with. So by doing this, you're number one, having a more successful practice because you truly are working with the people that can really truly appreciate who you are. And then secondly, you're not having the energy drain so much. The risk of energy drain and burnout. And I do have another video on how to get over burnout, because there's some things that we do as healing arts professionals that sometimes aren't necessarily the best thing for us to do because we care so much. So definitely check that video out. It's in this free video series as well. Okay, so anyway, back to what we can do here as far as creating authenticity, coherence, and resonance with our marketing and promotion and what's called our platform. You may have heard this term before. Your platform is basically your presentation to the world. And then the other piece is a lot of people talk about with marketing and promotion is taking a look at your avatar. And it used to be called the ideal client. I'm not sure why they changed it to avatar, but the ideal client is the person that your product or service is perfect for. And generally, there's a demographic that fits in this. It may be a woman between 40 and 50 years old with certain health issues or certain interests or certain income levels, for instance. And so you're supposed to look at this, and then you're supposed to do your marketing drilling into the language and the promotion around that particular person's interest. I like to go at it backwards. I like you to get into your authentic self. And I like you to take a look at who you want to be and who you are with your ideal client. Chances are you're not new to the healing arts professional at this point. You've probably been working with clients for a while. If not, you've just got out of school, you've been working with people one-on-one. You know what it feels like when you're working with somebody and it really connects. As I play, I want you to check in and feel what that feels like. What does that feel like to be in that place of authentic power, where I'm working with a client and I'm successfully doing the work that I do, and we're both in the perfect place of congruence and joy, and everything is just perfectly smooth. What does that perfect session feel like to you? Carry that forward then into what does that look like in my marketing? Who is that client? And it's less about the demographics of gender, income, or interest, and more about the energetic quality of what you're looking at. And then you'll be able to translate that into other aspects of gender, interest, and income, or whatever else. But if you start from a place and always remain in a place of congruence and authenticity, you will then create a resonant field that will draw to you the people that are appropriate. And even if your marketing is not targeted perfectly, you're still going to draw the right people, and that's the beauty of this. I had a mentor years ago tell me that 50% of my marketing is not working. The problem is I don't know which 50%. And that's true for any marketer. I don't care what they tell you nowadays, and you've got all these the metrics that you can get from Google or Facebook that tell you, who's responding to your ads. That only gets you so far. At some point, you've got to step back, you've got to get into an intuitive space, and you've got to see, okay, what do I need to do here? If you lead from that, you can leave the demographics aside a little bit. You can set some broad metrics, and I talk about this in the coaching program where we get into real good detail about how to do your ads. Because you're going to need to advertise. And the best way to do it nowadays, as far as I'm concerned, is Facebook and Instagram ads. Because you can really track them, and there's enough activity and there's enough interest that it seems to be working. We tried Google AdWords for years. We did direct mail. I started off actually with my business direct mail, and classified ads in magazines. That's how I started selling my recordings years and years ago. We built our provider network through direct mail 15 years ago. We switched to Google AdWords, and that didn't work at all for us. Got the Facebook ads, and it worked really well. Part of it is being in this place of congruence, leading from this intuitive space, and then letting the universe work out the details. So get into the space of who your ideal client is. Feel what it feels like to be in that ideal healing session. Put it out there. Let that lead your creation of the ads. And I'll go into detail in our coaching program. For right now, I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to bring you into a meditative state. And I always do it with drumming because this is what I do. For the last 25 years, I've been helping people helping influence their brain and behavior by doing specific rhythms. And one thing that has been done for tens of thousands of years is affecting consciousness. And if I can get you into the right conscious state, your brain will assist you in being able to do the work that you're doing. So in this meditation, for instance, we're going to be looking at what that perfect healing session feels like, so that you can create your platform and your marketing around the end result of the perfect healing session with the perfect client. And you're just going to multiply that times however many clients you want to have. So I'm going to play at about 5.5 beats per second, which is the low end of the theta state of consciousness. Now, theta is an inwardly directed state. What we're doing is bringing you into a deep meditative state where your intuition, where your visioning opens up, where you're going to be able to expand beyond your own limited ideas about what things might look at intellectually, and enhance that area of yourself that is already probably enhanced as a healing arts professional, to really look at the energy and the essence of what it means to be in that perfect healing session, and then translate that into your platform, and then ultimately into your marketing. And so I'm going to play for a few minutes. Just settle in. I usually recommend people get grounded first. If you're not familiar with this technique, I'll guide you through it. Basically, put your feet on the floor. Now imagine cords going down from the center of your feet to the center of the earth. Their cords are roots, and they just go down effortlessly to the center of the earth. Once at the core of the earth, imagine tapping into the neutral grounding energy and bringing that energy up through these cords or roots, up through your feet, your legs, past your seat, and into your solar plexus here, just below your sternum. Breathe that energy in to your abdomen, and just let that energy then flow through your body. Notice any tension that you might have in your shoulders and your back and your legs. And then allow that energy to flow back down to the center of the earth and create a nice circular flow with this. This is what it means to be grounded. This isn't the regular practice that you do, and I'll bet it probably is, but if it's not, you can never do too much of this. Every day is a good thing. So I'm going to play for a bit, 5.5 beats per second, which is pretty slow. As I'm playing, imagine yourself in that perfect healing session. Imagine what it feels like to be in that session, to be in your power, to be doing the work that gives you the most joy. And just let that feeling fill you up. And as you do, start imagining how you can position yourself, your platform, build your platform. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What steps do you need to take? And there's a download that goes with this, which describes what your platform is and how to go about kind of doing that from kind of the intellectual end of it. But this process right now is to look at the spiritual side of it and just make that deep connection, so that connection is what you lead from when you start doing the intellectual work. So don't do this worksheet while I'm playing. Just settle in and breathe. Get into this beautiful space of being in your power as a healer, working with the ideal client. What does it look like? What does it feel like? And then do the work on the worksheet to take a look at what you can be doing on a practical level. And then check in regularly from this place of power. So I'll play for a few minutes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click the download below, and I'm going to play for just a few minutes.